to Industry Insights from G2. We share hot takes and great advices from industry leaders across the globe. This today here is a professional spotlight with Lara Brownlow, Head of Channel Sales and Partnerships at LinkedIn. My name is Tanushree, and I'm an editorial content specialist here at G2. And we are doing this segment called Professional Spotlight, where we get industry leaders, marketing leaders from, globally, from all over the world, and we kind of try and get their insights on some of the trending topics that our budding marketers will get help from. And today we are here to discuss with you something like about your journey here at LinkedIn, about your thoughts on brand partnerships, marketing trends that are coming forward, all of that good stuff. So we'll just quickly jump in. But to kind of set the tone, we'll start with some of the warm-up questions. So would you like to tell me what is your favorite beverage?
Ooh, okay. So I do like all drinks that are bubbly and sparkling. So sparkling water, but I also do enjoy a sparkling wine, otherwise known as champagne, every now and then as well. It's a special treat.
Ooh, that sounds lovely.
Yes.
Tell us about what was your first job?
Okay, so my first proper job out of university was working for a small PR firm in Sydney that managed some fun names and brands. The most famous was Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, who you may know, when they launched this makeup line in Australia, and that was a real hoot.
Wow, that actually sounds really fancy.
It was fun. Yeah.
Now tell me about what's your favorite software or any particular software category that you kind of lean back to?
Okay, can I pick two?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I think for me, I am just such a big fan of all the new AI tools. I use Copilot and ChatGPT every single day. The productivity has been amazing that I've been able to get from those two tools. But on top of that, again, probably more with an AI lens, I love Teams. I just do. I love that we get these AI summaries now. I find these tools are just so helping us to be so much more efficient in our jobs day to day, and like the ability of not having to go down and write up all the notes. It's like there it is directly for you. So big fan of all the new AI products and how they're making us much more productive.
That's nice. Now, as we've talked about work and AI and all of that stuff, now I definitely know there will be situations at work or problems that you face where you feel like throwing your laptop. So what are some of those situations, and how do you like to, take a reset?
Okay, well, this is a funny one because it may happen to us today on this call, but Microsoft and LinkedIn are very into kind of their secure systems, and what that means is we're often having to update the software on our laptops. Like it feels to me that I'm doing it every couple of weeks, and so I delay it as possible as often as I can. I'm always pressed delay, and then what happens is, and by the way, this is all my fault. I'll get to a point where I'm going to meet with their partner or I've got an important call to jump on and my computer just shuts down and does the update by itself because I've delayed it for so long. So that would be the time that I feel like throwing my laptop out the window. However, it is completely my own fault.
That I think happens to most of us. Not a surprise there. But now coming on to some deep dive heavy questions. So I'll start with you asking, like, I want you to share a bit about your journey and how you came to LinkedIn.
Yeah, great. I've been really blessed to have a hugely rewarding career that's gone for over 20 years now in offline and online media. After that short stint in PR, doing selling the makeup brand for Mary-Kate and Ashley, I was lucky enough to get a job at one of the largest radio networks in Australia, where I started my career in advertising. And it was a real learning moment for me out of university to understand the challenges marketers were facing and the opportunities, and in a very fast and very live medium. So after working for a couple of the big radio networks, that was great, but I was kind of getting itchy feet. I knew that kind of I wanted to move into the digital space. Facebook had just launched an office in Australia, and so I stalked my way into an interview there one Friday afternoon, and then a few weeks later I was able to actually start working for Facebook. And that was a really transformative time in my career where I learned a lot about the digital marketing, the ecosystems that make it work. And I loved it. I loved working there. But funnily enough, one day I got a little email, which was, a LinkedIn message from a recruiter here that had said, look, we're looking for someone to help us develop our agency ecosystem. We think you'd be a great fit. Would you come and have the chat? Of course, I did want to, because I think for me at the time, I was using LinkedIn every day. I used to use it when I would meet with a new client or I would research companies. I'd get a lot of my news. And so I thought, this is a very interesting place. I'm going to go and have this meeting with the recruiter. And here I am 11 years later. So that was obviously a huge success. But I'm, thrilled to say that I'm still as inspired as I was 11 years ago about kind of the business that we're building at LinkedIn and the mission and the values of our company.
That's amazing. I mean, 11 years, it's a long time.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah,
Different roles across the time, but it's been amazing. We're always working with agencies and partners.
that's fun. Now I've stalked you up on LinkedIn, of course, but I want to know some like a surprising fact about you that most people wouldn't know by looking at your LinkedIn profile.
Okay, so most people wouldn't know by looking at my LinkedIn profile, but some of my personal friends may know that I love to sing. I love karaoke, shower singing, car singing, much to, unfortunately, the not so much love of my children because they don't always want to hear it. I actually studied creative arts for a little stint at university. I thought I was destined for the stage. But alas, I was destined for the marketing and advertising technology world instead. But that's something that's not on my LinkedIn profile, but is something that I love still to this day, more as like a side passion, not so much as a career moment.
That's nice. I mean, I am not a singer at all, so I don't think I can relate to that. But
Look, I'm not
that's
even sure I'm a good singer. I'll put it out there. My kids will tell you I'm probably not a good singer, but I love it.
that's what it matters. Like, come on. Now, coming to my next question, what are some of the main challenges that you face in managing sales and partnerships at LinkedIn and in your current profile?
Yeah, great question. I think there's a few things that come to mind, and the first would be around prioritization. As you've seen, there's many people have seen that big MarTech landscape picture with the thousands of companies now that work in this space. Understanding which partners we should really focus on in terms of which are the partners that are driving the best results for our LinkedIn customers in terms of LinkedIn plus that partner. So understanding which are the partners that we should be targeting, which are the partners we're going to go deep with has been a really important part of my role and the business that we've got here. So that would be the first thing, understanding which are the most important partners for us to go deep with. Second thing is really having that win-win attitude. I think this is a really important factor for all partnerships roles is understanding. I guess it's not really a challenge, but it's how do we win together? What does that mutual opportunity look like? And I think that's really always been our North Star at LinkedIn when we, and our approach to partnerships is like, how do we do this together? What does that opportunity look like? How do we both win in this scenario? And then lastly, one of the philosophies we have at LinkedIn is relationships matter. We work very cross-functionally in partnerships with sales teams, with marketing. We work, and that's internally and externally. And so understanding who those right relationships are and developing those relationships and maintaining them is super important to success in this role. So I'd say those three things: prioritization, having that mutual win-win attitude, and then really understanding and building those relationships cross-functionally.
Yeah, I think that helps a lot. Now, as we were talking about AI, I would like to know that do you think relying on AI, especially for marketing and sales leaders, is crucial in today's time? And if yes, then why?
Good question. Very topical right now. To start with, I would say I think having a strong understanding of AI is critical for sales and marketing leaders. There are some great courses that you can go and find and free courses. Some of them are free. We have some on LinkedIn Learning. For example, we have an AI Essentials for Marketers, which I would flag and I can send you the link you can share, which is like a great course. So I think understanding and trying to upskill yourself is like first step. Second step, I think having a kind of mindset to want to test and learn and try these new platforms is really important. And because I think some are going to be, amazing, and some perhaps are not going to be so amazing. I think already we're seeing in the short term, marketers are kind of getting ahead that are already seeing a lot of efficiencies and productivity wins. And even we're seeing better conversions through some of the personalization that you're able to do with AI tools. And this is only going to increase it over time. So I think kind of understanding, like, yes, I want to understand the ad tech, and second of all, I'm going to start testing and learning. And you don't want to get left behind in this space. It's only going to continue to kind of grow and grow and grow. So really make sure you're starting that journey.
Yeah, completely agree with you. I think evolving with the time and upskilling with time is very essential today. Keeping the same topic alive. How do you foresee the future of channel sales evolving, especially in the context of digital platforms like LinkedIn?
Yeah, so I think channel sales is a very broad term, because what I've learned, particularly in my role over the many years, is that in different companies, channel sales means different things. At LinkedIn, when we first created our channel sales business, it was really built around our certified marketing partner program. And so most of our API partners that are built into those sales and marketing products that we have at LinkedIn. But of course, in other companies, it refers to more resellers and kind of traditional sales programs. I think regardless which kind of way you look at channel sales, I think with the digital platforms, the importance of data-driven partnerships is going to continue to become more important. Because they're really helping our customers to plan, execute, and measure their B2B marketing campaigns much more effectively. So I think that is kind of probably at the forefront of how things are going to continue to evolve.
Yeah. Definitely agreed. Now, I would like to know, like, given your role here at LinkedIn, how have you seen the importance and dynamics of brand partnerships evolve over time? And do you think, like, what are the new opportunities that you believe they present for companies today? Like, brand partnerships, are they really essential? And if yes, then why?
Absolutely, they're essential, first of all. I always say that LinkedIn is natively, we have this amazing platform, over 1 billion users worldwide, fastest, and we're adding crazy amounts of members every second. I should know this stat. I've just forgotten it for that 1 sec. But what I also say is that when you add our partners on top of LinkedIn, that's where I really see the magic happen. A great example, a partner that we have, G2, if I can. But the ability to utilize that buyer intent data that G2 offers its customers, and then layer that with LinkedIn targeting, which is so unique to us on our platform, our professional data, and then be able to run campaigns on LinkedIn, video, and all sorts of different types of lead generation, knowing exactly where someone might be in the funnel. Like, that's driving unbelievable results for our tech and our SaaS customers. So more and more, I think we're looking for opportunities where we can go to market together. And our partnerships team at headquarters often are working very closely together, but also regionally, it's like, how do we align our sales teams to go to market together and to do co-selling motions and, create more marketing efforts as well. So that's a great example of, I think, of how brand partnerships are going to continue to be so important as we move forward.
How can marketing leaders leverage high value partnerships, especially today? And any tips that you would like to share for the upcoming marketers and the upcoming marketing leaders here?
Sure. So I would say for marketers, first of all, understand how your current MarTech stack is working seamlessly together. Example, with your CRM partner, how are you leveraging, for example, on LinkedIn, our lead generation APIs to directly input that into your CRM? We also have an incredible Sales Navigator product at LinkedIn, as many of you would know. How is that integrating into your CRM? We have amazing tools like CRM Sync that, that connect to HubSpot and connect to Salesforce. As I mentioned before, if you're a G2 customer, are you using your amazing buyer's intent data across your LinkedIn campaigns? And often, like, we're speaking to marketers, oh, I didn't realize I could do that. And so if that's the case, come and speak to our LinkedIn teams, your G2 teams, and understand what are those connections. We have an amazing team based here that are customer solutions engineers, and their role is really to work with our customers and their ad tech stack to say, okay, here's what we could be working on together. Or did you know you're already using this partner and you can use that partner for Cappy on LinkedIn to measure your campaigns more effectively? And they can also potentially see if there's a gap and then recommend partners that can, fill those gaps. So I think understanding how your current ad tech stack is integrating and working seamlessly, and then understanding, is there any gaps? Speak to us. Let us help advise you. Because I think that's probably that's where I would get, really say that is the best place to start.
Yeah, completely agree. Now, with your 20 plus years of experience, like industry experience, I know you have a lot of wisdom to share along. I would just want to know, what is that one particular piece of advice that you would like to give someone who's just starting out in the marketing space?
Okay. For people just starting out, I once gave a speech at a industry body for younger generations joining the industry, and someone raised their hand and were like, I can't get over this change, the pace of change, it's too much. And it's true. You have to have, my big piece of advice is you have to have a growth mindset, because in my 20 years in this industry, the only consistency thing is change. It is constant. And for me, I've used it as an opportunity, and I've really leaned into it. I think for me, that willingness and ability to constantly learn and upskill myself has helped me be successful, and to really lean into those opportunities and to think, not oh God, it's another thing I have to learn. It's yes, this is another thing you get to learn. How great. And, from starting off in PR to moving into radio to digital to ad tech partnerships, I've had such a very different career where I've constantly had to upskill myself. And it's been truly the best thing for me. And by the way, it's still, for me today, is still, core in my role, where I'm constantly okay, new changes in AI happening. This is a new wave that I really need to upskill myself in. So have a growth mindset and embrace change and constantly be upskilling yourself, because it's not something you do at university and it's done. This industry is never ending change. You need to embrace it.
Yeah, I think that's something that's going to stick with me personally. And I will keep that in mind for sure. It was lovely to chat with you. Finally, I've been waiting for this for so long, and it was great. It was better than I expected in my head. So thank you for that.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, I think you shared some really great insights that would actually help our audience kind of understand the whole scenario better. And yeah, thank you for your time. And that brings us to the end of our professional spotlight with Lara Brownlow, Head of Channel Sales and Partnerships. Thank you so much, Lara. I think this was amazing. So many of our audience will be able to get some amazing insights from this blog. For more such content, you can follow us on learn.g2.com, and see you in the next blog.